Alrighty, y'all. We are live. This is the WVON morning show. Getting ready. Let's get that audience up. Guys, this is getting ready to be a good one. You can't hear anything yet because we haven't started. You can take your headphones off. I'll tell you when. Take your headphones off. Keep them around. You probably can keep them. And then I'll tell you when. When you hear the song, Wake Up Everybody, that means that the show is live. What I'm telling you now is that the cameras are live. So they can see you. So if you want to say hi, everybody, my mom is in the studio. Say what's up, Mom. Say hi to everybody.
Hi, Chicagoland. How are you?
Wait, let's move this. This is in your face right now. So, Mom, both of these cameras, there's two cameras. You're on Facebook and YouTube Live. We have not started the broadcast, but if you want to say what's up to the people, you tune in. Everyone, that's my mama. Now, you know, obviously I have to be on my best behavior because my mama is here, but she is here to broadcast with us live, so I'm excited. I think we're going to have a great time. Hey, Mom, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. So, Mom, you know, I think that with having you here today, part of what we'll do is I'm going to ask you to try to personalize the show. So maybe you can tell the audience not some embarrassing stories, but sometimes you can tell them a little bit about me, a little bit of insight about how we got here, all these great things. You know, sometimes people don't get your background. They don't understand you, where you come from. They just know you're on there. So, Mom, you want to tell a story or anything? Got anything you want to say to the people?
I'm here today basically because I've been listening to you on the radio on my way to work every morning, and your language is getting a little slack.
My language is getting slack. Mom, okay, wait, Mom. Save it. We'll save it for on air. We'll save that for on air. My mom came here to give me a whooping, y'all. Look. I've been getting in trouble because my mama said I don't talk like I know how I'm supposed to talk. So we're going to talk about all of that, all right? We'll talk about a lot of that. But, Mom, introduce yourself to the WVON, to our audience, and to our listeners, people, our viewers who may not know you. Tell them a little bit about yourself. Where you come from? Tell us about you, Mama.
Okay, I am Jean Jackson.
Right.
Taught school for 25 years in the city of, well, not in Chicago, but in Robbins. Shout out to Robbins, Illinois, and I taught in Chicago for 12 years. And I'm retired and working.
How you retire and go back to work, Mom?
Easily. When you're used to working, you can't sit around, you do something.
So, you know, I think maybe that's where I get it from. Because it seems like I can never seem to sit down. It seems like I'm always doing something. I always got some business. Mom, tell me what has been your guiding principle through life?
I think my guiding principle through life has been my faith in God. That was number one. That's how I made it through these years, and will make it continually. Hard work, believing in yourself, and doing what's right by people.
Mom, tell me about the role that your faith has played in your life.
That's how I made it. I was raised in the church, and if you're my age, you understand the word Mona's bitch. That's how I came to confess Christ the first time in my life. And I've grown from there. Made some mistakes in my life, but when you fall down, you get up. And you keep going, and that's what I've done. And that's what I've taught you and your sister, that once you fall, you get up and you keep moving.
Mother, have we made you proud yet?
I was proud of you the day you were born, boy. And the one thing I can say about Mazon, all of his life and all the people around you have always spoken life into you. From the day you started to talk, you have not stopped.
Oh, that's a good line.
But now they paid me to do it. Not a lot, but they paid me to do it.
But that I'm grateful for.
Who?
That might be the chicken.
Marie. From what? Who's she from? Todd had a car accident. No, I don't know any Marie.
Is it people still bringing that turkey?
Huh?
Are people still bringing that turkey over here? Is that it?
Ask him, is that the person that's bringing the turkey? Okay. We about to go live. We'll figure it out. All right, we're in news. So, Mom, right now, the news is going on. That's Annette Flournoy. She's in the newsroom. There's so much hatred, war, and poverty. You can hear? Oh, scoot over a little bit more. And bring your mic to you. They're the ones they'll listen to what you have to say. They're the ones who's coming up, and the world is in their hands. When you teach the children, teach them the... Yeah. Right. You got you. You're fine.
Can you see?
Won't get no better if we just let it be. Na. The world won't get no better. Y'all, my mama is here with me today. Just you and me. Wake up, all it does make the old people well, and who catch all the hell. They don't have so very long before their judgment day. So won't you make them happy before they pass away? Wake up all the teachers, time to build a new land. I know we can do it if we all lend a hand. The only thing we have to do is put it in our minds. Surely things will work out. They do it every time. Come on, y'all. The world won't get no better if we just let it be. Na. The world won't get...
Did you schedule somebody?
No. Good morning, Chicago. Good morning, world. This is the WVON Morning Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building. But y'all, well, Charles, go ahead. How you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling woke and on especially good behavior.
You feeling on good behavior? That's
Very
right,
good.
y'all.
Definitely.
Because let me tell you what, WVON listening audience, my mama is in the building today. She has come here to broadcast with us live. Ladies and gentlemen, say what's up to my mama, Miss Jean Jackson. How you doing today?
I am doing good today. Thank you.
All right, we are excited to have you broadcasting live with us. Now, are you ready to be a passenger on the Soul Plane?
As long as I don't have to be in your lion's den, I'm good.
You the mama lion. You in the lion's den. Don't you forget that. You birthed the lions. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the WVON Morning Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building. Got my mom in the building. But let me tell y'all what. In the newsroom, I think I'm ready to say Das Vidanya. Because that's right, Annette. You know, I normally say she got her triceps popping, but she got her fox hat on today. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Annette Flournoy. Annette, you must be, you been hunting already?
It's cold. It's in the 20s. There's a wind chill factor. It's pretty chilly. And my bones are still cold this morning.
Your bones are cold.
Say good morning to Mrs. Jackson.
That's right. That is right. Miss Jackson is in the building. Mama, how do we address you today, Mom? Mother? Ma'am?
Listen, you had better always address me as mother or mom.
Yes, Mother. What about me?
The rest of us.
We're going to let you think about that. How about that? We'll give you a second to think about that. We'll come back.
But welcome, Mom.
Thank you.
You know what? You could just be mom. She can't be your mom.
I mean, you know, I have to call her young lady.
Ah, there you go. There you go.
I think I still might be. I think I'm the senior person in the room. You have to be. I mean,
I'm gonna let you compliment my mama, but my mama, you know, cause she looked like she could still be in her 40s or something like that. So I know.
Great, but I have to ask your mom, are you coming to the seniors' breakfast?
When is the senior breakfast? I haven't heard about it.
Oh, hey, Mom, you gonna get me in trouble. Hey, look, stop that. December 2nd. Oh, it's December 3rd? I got you. Mom, see, we gonna get everybody in trouble already. This is a Thanksgiving show, and I didn't even tell my mom about the senior breakfast. Are y'all y'all gonna get me in trouble. I'm already gonna get a whooping for my language. My mama been talking about me. So let me get through this. All right, now, I gotta say what's up to the musical conductor of the Soul Plane, Miss Sonia Escobar, who, let me tell y'all what. Charles, we went through the drive-thru today, and we was getting the coffee. And I was getting my coffee, and I said, we won't see you for 2 days. He said, oh, the Mexican girl, she not gonna come tomorrow? She not gonna come? I'm like, wait, who you talking about? No. And remember we was talking about...
Absolutely.
Sonia, look, Mom, am I lying, or did the coffee man say, the Sonia's not coming?
Mom has to verify it.
Yes, I verify it.
You verify.
I told you she's the human drink magnet too.
So the player is like totally.
The player is
just.
He don't know what to do.
Oh man, Mom's right next to you.
Right, man. Look, we gotta keep all this stuff in. You know, this is the morning show. We gotta keep it all good because you know my mama here, and I'm trying to be on my best behavior. Mom, you know we have a really clean, safe family show. Really good show. We got great topics today. We're gonna talk about the budget.
Yes.
Let me tell you, Mom, just budget. We'll talk about the Uber hack today. We're gonna talk about Charles. Can I tell you something, though, Charles? I went to a party last night. I went to a white folks party last night.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, Charles, so I had never been. You used to it.
No.
But brother, no, I'm saying like.
I'm used to it. I'm not used to it. You know.
We arrived, man. I think.
Oh, because the white folks?
The white folks said we is legit.
The white folks said we were legit?
Look, man.
Oh, yeah.
I went to the party yesterday. Shout out to Tom Seraphin and the Seraphin Lightsaber Party, whatever was going on. It was a whole bunch of people there, Charles.
White folks?
White folks. White folks like, look, I was like, hi, my name, no, don't you worry. I listen. Oh, I listen. Hey, you guys are crazy. Those lions, and you know, no one prepared me for the lions, and oh my goodness, boy, and you know what?
No, don't get too excited because they will set you up.
They will set the. Oh, check this out. Oh, now you know, I always know when you go in with the white folks. I'm just saying, it was a really interesting time to go to the party, and the white folks say, "Oh yeah, I watch your show every morning, but I watch it anonymously." Right? They telling us, oh no, you'll never see me comment. I will never say anything. Tom Seraphin said he makes all of his staff watch the show.
Oh, really?
Bro, it's crazy. And he is one of your biggest fans, man. One of your biggest fans. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the WVON Morning Show. We got a great show planned for you. I cannot wait for Harold's Chicken number 88 because they supposed to be bringing us a turkey fried hard, salt, pepper, mild. My mom was out
Mrs. Jackson. Is that how you fried chicken? Salt and pepper hard and
no, I haven't fried chicken in a long time.
No, see, I do the cooking now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is WVON Morning Show. We got a great show. Let's have a little fun. But you know what I also want to think about? I remember being a senior in high school, and it was Thanksgiving, the day for Thanksgiving, how we were going to Thanksgiving break, and I came home and turned on the news only to find out that Harold Washington had died. And even in Bolingbrook, we felt some connection to that election. So we're going to talk about a lot of good stuff today. We're going to talk about what your family plans are. Charles, you got your cooking sauce ready? Have you been making cooking sauce?
I ain't making cooking sauce, man. I'm making macaroni and cheese. That's my assignment.
Hey, you know what? Remember Tennille made the mac and cheese?
Yeah, Tennille, are you making the mac and cheese again?
Tennille is banned from making the mac and cheese. We have to revive that video. Look, we'll talk about all that more when we come back. It's the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, Charles Thomas. We got my mom in the studio, and we're going to have a great show. We'll be back at 6:17.
More of the morning show with Maze Jackson coming up.
Woo! Okay.
Talk of Chicago.
All right. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing this morning? Huh?
Okay.
You can take off your headphones. So then when the commercials come on, you can take them off because then we do a lot talking to the camera. Right now, I'm about to say what's up to all the people that are actually watching live. So right now, there are 78 people watching live on Facebook, and there are 37 people watching live on YouTube. Both of these shows will live forever in those spaces. Let me say what's up. So right now, I'm going to go, look. Tennille said she can't stand y'all. What y'all not gonna do is gang up on me this morning. What up, Ben Bonda? Hold on, you tell her. She watching.
Tell Tennille she knows what to do to get back in good graces about that macaroni and cheese.
What she gotta do, Mama?
No, she knows exactly what to do. I'm not going to tell her what to do. She knows.
Tennille, you heard that. Mama said you know what to do. Look, they want to know the Rom Father. Hey, Mom, can you tell them a little bit about the origins of the Rom Father or why I have such a fascination with the Godfather?
I think when you were little, I loved The Godfather. I still love The Godfather.
Me too.
Little did I know it was going to have this kind of effect on you when you grew up. Otherwise, I would have made you go to bed when The Godfather was on. But we watched The Godfather together. And how old were you? About 6 years old when The Godfather came on?
You let me watch The Godfather at 6?
Yeah, I did. And I didn't realize you were going to internalize The Godfather that much, but you did. But that's okay. You're okay.
You know, I think I did all right. Mom, what would be an interesting story that you would share with my fans, friends, family that don't know me? That what would be a unique story that you would tell them?
Let me share this. Maison has always been, like I said, once he started talking, he never stopped.
Speak up.
He never stopped, and he loved words. He used to use them out of context, but if he would hear a word, he was going to use it. But I remember the very first time he came home and he was out with some friends. And he came upstairs and he said, Mom, it's chilly outside. And it's not the kind of chili you eat either. Okay, Maison. So you learned a new word. And talking has been his thing.
You know, talking, you know what is funny to me is that talking used to be my Achilles heel, right? Because I would get in trouble. I would have like the best grades and have all the check marks, right? Like all the check marks.
Again, Reagan. Best grades. Yes, that's Reagan.
Best grades, but boy, I was a talker. You know, it was just because I felt like, man, I used to get in class and I would be done with my work. And then I would talk to people around me like, man, you ain't doing your work right. Let me help you get your work right so we can talk some more.
And you're right, talker, not a singer.
Not a singer. See, Mom, I love to sing. I love to sing.
In the showers. Do it in the shower. Don't quit your day job.
Mom, you don't like my singing? I think our listening audience loves my singing. Don't y'all love my singing? They love my singing.
You've gotten a little better. I was listening to you. Little better.
What's up with the hate faces, man? Why y'all hating? Y'all know y'all love my singing. Stop fronting because my mama here. Y'all know I can sing. Sing. Use a singing group. Well, sing something. All right, y'all. I think we're back. Boom, 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 boom. When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes. Dum, 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 dum. Morning milk on my mind. When I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and you know it's gonna be a lovely day. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago 1690 AM. It is the day before Turkey Day. Now, I'm waiting on Harold's. Charles, fried heart, salt, pepper, mild. We getting us a fried. They better bring. I want my wings, man.
Man, I hope the turkey is here.
Man, the turkey, you know, because Hal's, hard to wake people up. You work at Hal's.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Were they up frying at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Hey, man, let me tell you what.
You know,
Can I tell you something? No, I think we created a new market for them, Charles.
Well,
because they said yesterday, so many people kept coming into the store saying, wait, we heard on WVON Morning Show, y'all got fried turkey, salt,
really?
pepper. Look, I talked to Davida yesterday. I said, I ain't gonna bring the turkey. She said, man, they said people have been coming in the store all day, talk about this fried turkey, salt, pepper, mild. Harold's number 88. You better have our turkey.
I tell you, man, I'm from Missouri.
Show me.
I to see that turkey.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the WVON Morning Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building. And my my mom was like, boy, you better don't get slapped around here. And my mother is in the studio as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Charles, man, talk to me. You saw this budget stuff, man. What happened? They passed 2 budgets one day.
The city and the county. And I was really, the city, I think 47-3. There were only 3 no votes for the city's budget. And that's, the
Isn't
mayor,
that a record? That might be a record.
No,
bro.
I think I've seen some 50 to.
No, I'm saying a record against.
Oh, again.
3 people said no. That might be a record, bro.
No. Well, Wagasback generally says no.
He took the old Helen Schiller no.
Yeah, and Carlos Ramirez Rosa.
Rosa, he's the new no.
He's the new no. And who was the third no?
Was it Arena?
Could have been, but there were no black no's. I know all the black aldermen fell in line behind the mayor, as they usually do. They're fairly predictable, and they talk a lot of smack, but then when it gets down to the get down, they generally fall in line, and they did yesterday. Then on the county side, there were 330 layoffs associated with President Preckwinkle's budget. To balance her budget, she had to lay off 330 people, I believe.
And didn't she? Wasn't there some thoughts that there was some vindictiveness in those cuts?
No, I think it's a matter of the county basically running out of money. If this were a private industry and your revenue was down, you couldn't keep the same number of employees there. And I think that's what that became the reality for her. She doesn't have the revenue, so she's got to make adjustments. Now, in the past, what they would do is just increase taxes and then keep the employees. But I think a reality has settled in at Cook County, and that this isn't a private industry. This is government. And if you don't have the money, you can't run it at the level you had run it in the past.
I still got this question. How much money could they have saved? We did not provide free health care to undocumented, to people who aren't citizens.
Well, but what are you going to do? I mean, if somebody walks into the hospital...
Let me see your ID.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? You're going to send them out because with their arm hanging off because...
What they do if you come from Gary? What if you from Gary? What do they do?
Well, they probably would treat you too, but then try to bill Medicaid...
Who we billing?
In Indiana.
See
you
that?
got to bill El Salvador or Honduras or Mexico, you see. But they can't. But I mean, there is a humane aspect to this. That maybe the question is, how did they get here? And why do they continue to come here? Because we say you have sanctuary. I mean, you'd say we tell the world basically, hey, come to Chicago, come to Cook County because you will be safe and you will have health care, and we will meet your needs as you come.
Well, I'm just saying this: 321 jobs. Oh, let me ask you this: was the 300 and something jobs worth the pop tax? What do you think? I
say no. I say if you don't have the money, you can't have the people, and they have to come to that reality. They have to come up with some creative way some new way to expand the economy. See, the problem here is very, very, very simple. They raise the taxes, people leave the jurisdiction, whether it's the city or the county or the state.
So
they leave, and now they have fewer people to tax, so they don't have enough money to run the government the next year. And this continues and continues, and they can't seem to understand that they're going to have to grow the economy, find a way to get businesses and jobs to come here so people stay here. And because right now, neither Tony Preckwinkle or Rahm Emanuel can tell us when this taxation is going to stop. When is it going to stop?
It ain't never going to stop.
Exactly. If they don't find a way to stop people from leaving. You never hear Rahm Emanuel or Tony Preckwinkle talk about a program to keep people in Cook County, in Chicago. They don't have a program to do that, do they? You never hear them talk about that because they don't have an answer.
They just don't.
They don't. And it's the bottom line problem.
You know what? How about this? Because I want to lighten it up a little bit. We're going to come back to that one, Charles. But these people in these taxes, bro, I didn't even buy turkey this year because of the taxes.
Man, I went to breakfast downtown at a very famous breakfast restaurant. You probably know what I'm talking about. We're not going to do names. Man, you realize for two people to have bacon and eggs costs $40? $40? $40!
For bacon and eggs?
For bacon and eggs, man.
Y'all tripping around.
I'm serious, man. It was not anything fancy. I had one egg and bacon and some hash browns and a glass of orange juice, and the guy with me had a vegetarian omelet.
They didn't have no meat in it. No meat, bro.
No meat. It was $40 once I added the $5 tip.
You know what? Let me tell you, $40 I ain't adding no tip. Not for breakfast. Let me check this out. Speaking of bacon and eggs, Charles, I'm gonna lighten it up. It's our Thanksgiving show. When we come back, I'm gonna ask the social media question of the day. What is your family's Thanksgiving tradition? And what are you doing for the holidays? Are you cooking? You binge watching? What exactly are you doing? Give us sound like you're cooking in the kitchen. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk about it all when we come back. This is the Talk Chicago 16 a.m. at 6:30. I'm your man, Mace Jackson, Charles Thomas, and we got my mom in the building. We'll be back.
Live from the WVON newsroom, here's our news now.
Man, I would expect that this is going to be a light show today just because everybody's in the car, they're traveling, they're not going to work today, etc. All right, what's up to everybody that's out there? How y'all doing today? Shout out to Reese Moe. Shout out to Sharon. What up, Tony Roan? What up, Raymond Hubbard? What up, Tammy Matthews? Look, Charles. Corey called it out immediately. Corey Croft called out the restaurant immediately.
He knew it was Lou Mitchell's.
He said, sounds like Lou Mitchell's.
Yeah.
What up, Stephanie? Hey, sis, how you doing? Tammy Matthews, Kaya Milton, Deborah Reed. What up, Alvin Norton? What up, Maisie Harris? What up, Corey all the way in Peoria? Tammy in Atlanta, Merle Pettis. What up, Patrice Roberson? What up, Nate Collins? What up, DeWilder Green? Is it DeWilder or DeWilder?
What are we doing through the pre-interview?
7:20.
7:20.
Yep.
Okay. Perfect.
Yep. Because then we can coast after that. What up, Maisie? What up, James Williams? What up, Wanda Bolter? What up, Shonda Sunshine? Patrice Roberson? John Rimbert? Go White Sox. What up, Howard Trout? What up, huh?
Said they're gone.
Who?
White Sox.
So are the Cubs. Wait, are you in here hating on the White Sox? Ma, don't get Ma, you ain't coming here hating on the White Sox, did you? Look, can I tell y'all something? Let me tell y'all a story, right? Let me tell y'all about something. My mama said, that Mesa, Mom, tell us, are you boycotting the NFL?
No.
You don't have to talk to the mic.
No.
Mom, are you boycotting? Why aren't you boycotting the NFL, Mom? Why aren't you standing in solidarity with us?
It's not a matter of not standing in solidarity with you, but if you take the American money, then please.
So, do you think that everyone should have to stand for the national anthem?
No, I don't.
Do you
I
think
think
Colin
that they have the
scoot
right.
back in this way?
I think that he had a right to do that, and I think they had a right to get rid of him if they wanted to. So when you make a decision, be prepared to take the consequences. This is America. Freedom to do what you want to do. You did what you wanted to do. Now, my philosophy is they paid you millions of dollars to throw a ball down the field. I say nothing else.
So, Mom, you agree. So, let me say, so.
I think he had a right to do, and I respect him for having done that.
But there's a price for it.
Yeah.
Thank you. And if you're not willing to pay the price, all I'm saying is, if somebody paid me $1 million to throw a ball down the other end of the field for 16 games, is it? Okay.
So I'm not, but I don't think he's complaining.
I don't think.
I've never heard.
I think everybody's. Oh, he wants a job though.
Huh?
He wants a job.
You think he'll stand up? You think he'll stand up for the anthem?
I would hope he wouldn't.
Wait, you would hope that if he got a job, he would not stand?
I want you to be true to who you are. I want you to be true to who you are, and if that's the way you feel, then feel that way. Don't let someone, just because they paid you $1 million to throw a ball down, change who you are.
But I think that's part of his statement, that I think it's more important than me getting $1 million. I want to make this statement, and he made that statement, and all the rest of us are getting involved,
right?
Saying who we gonna boycott and all that.
I'm not boycotting. That was his
personal choice, and I think that's good, and I support him 100% in his personal choice. But for me to start transferring my anger to everybody else, that's the problem that that's what I have. Now, I ain't mad at the NFL. I'm mad at the criminal justice system. So that's what I'm mad at.
I chose to not go to boycott.
Right.
But I chose to boycott not because of the same reason that Colin Kaepernick chose to boycott. I chose to boycott because
the Bears are no good.
No, not because the Bears are no good. I chose to boycott because I feel like so many times everybody wants someone else to go take and make the sacrifice while they cheerlead and say and comment on it, but won't make the stand, right? I get beat up for that a lot of times. And so my stand was not because of criminal justice or whatever. It was, dang, I know what it's like to be like you trying to push an envelope, and it be the black folks be the ones, it be. So I felt like I wanted to stand with, I felt like personally, I'm not talking about criminal justice. I'm saying for people that take a stand that's inconvenient, that inconveniences their life, sometimes you just want to look back and know somebody gets it. That's why I ain't fighting about the flag or the police brutality. Right. That ain't my issue. I'm standing with Colin because I feel like black folks always tell you, yeah, you go do that, and then they figure out a way it ain't convenient for them, so they figure out how to not do it. Not saying that that's him. That's not his thing. And it was my personal choice.
I totally respect he did. I think he had a right to do it. But I'm not boycotting the ball game because of it.
I agree with you. I agree with your right to do that, though.
Right. That's my right to do that. And I agree with him. And like I said, I hope that he would not. That makes him look shady just because.
If he came back and stood and then did the thing?
Right. Yeah. Or just stand and say nothing.
Well, I'm saying Marshawn Lynch don't do nothing. Ain't nobody said nothing to him.
I think the NFL has created more black millionaires maybe than any league out there, any business entity, and I'm going like, well, why am I mad at them? They create all.
We're back. We're back. Oh, what you giving me? Oh, what you giving me? are tuned in to the top of Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building. But y'all got a special guest today. My mama is in the building with us too. And we are asking the social media question of the day. What is your Thanksgiving tradition? What are you doing? Cooking? Or what's your plans for the holidays? Now I'm going to tell y'all, in the Jackson household growing up, holidays were not really a big deal. They were like an extra sleep day. You know, you woke up and you said, hey, you might get your meal and you go back to bed. Right? But then I got older and then people started crafting traditions. Now, don't get it wrong. We had dinner and my mom cooked and we had I'm not front. Get your mic. But I'm curious to know, what are your holiday plans, traditions, etc.? Let's lighten it up today. Charles, what are your holiday plans? You seem like you got a extensive Thanksgiving.
This holiday, we're going to have dinner with relatives, and I have been requested to make the macaroni and cheese and bring that. And I'm sure that others will bring other items.
Hey, man, that's an honor. The macaroni and cheese?
Well, you know, I can get down.
Can you get down on the cheese, on the macaroni and cheese?
Yeah.
Mom, why are you over there laughing? You are sniggling. What's going on, Mother?
Oh, nothing. We're gonna get good macaroni and cheese this year. I'm confident.
Yeah, I heard about your macaroni and cheese episode. It's legendary.
Hey, we had a
and
video.
I'm not even a Jackson, and I've heard of it.
I think we might have to replay that video. So, Charles, tell me about your mac and cheese.
Well, you know what I do, man. You know, I live when I cook. You know, I cook. That's my hobby.
Right. You don't got no cooking sauce for the mac and cheese?
No cooking sauce. But what I do, you know, I believe in the whole garbage in, garbage out theory of cooking. You got to have quality ingredients if you want to have a good product. And when you talk about Thanksgiving, I mean, you're showing off. You want to make sure you do it right. So what I do is I use 3 cheeses.
Now, what kind of
I
cheese?
use a very sharp white cheddar.
Okay.
I use
Cracker Barrel.
You know, that can work. That can work. Cracker Barrel can work. There's also this brand called Cabot. It's a white Vermont sharp cheddar.
Okay.
Right now, I also use a Monterey Jack. Okay?
Okay.
That's my second cheese. And then my third cheese, this is one that, you know, it upsets some people. A Reggiano Parmesan. Now, that's a cheese that you see that's on a big wheel in the store.
See,
and
that's
check
that.
it out.
You bougie, man. You bougie.
It is bougie. It is. But I'm telling you something about it. The Parmesan cheese you buy in a can from Kraft, that's not even cheese. That's some kind of wood shavings or something they say. I'm serious.
Okay.
But this Reggiano Parmesan is made in Italy, and it's made in a place where the Parmigiano or whatever, where the Reggiano is where it is, and the cows.
It's a Reggiano's on 87th, right up
that's
there.
pizza.
Oh, that's Reggio's.
That's Reggiano. No, but this Reggiano, this stuff, I don't want people to get the wrong impression, but it costs like $16 a pound. No, but check it out. Check it out.
Man,
but
listen, you bougie, man.
Listen.
That's that special.
You don't need to buy that much, because if you ever try this stuff, it is so strong and so flavorful. You use like 1/4 of it that you would use of that can. And that can's gonna cost you $4, and you're gonna get 4 times the amount of cheese. It's value. We had this conversation.
Is there a brand in there? Is there a brand in there?
Reggiano Parmesan.
See, look at that.
But listen, it's value, because you use 1/3 of this as opposed to 3 times the other Parmesan, and you get it. But listen, you got your eggs, whole milk. Don't fool around with any low-fat milk. If you're going to eat that, macaroni and cheese, don't think about calories, okay? Now, you can mix that up with the eggs, put a little flour in there to make sure you have a little consistency in it. I use, like, what they call them, masticcioli noodles with the ridges on them, because that catches the cheese. Now, in this, also, you're going to need some onion powder, right, to give a little flavor. And you're also going to need, this is my secret ingredient, cayenne pepper. Lots of it. I mean, lots of it.
In macaroni and cheese?
Oh, you can't. The milk and cheese and stuff kind of mellows it
Mama,
out.
you taking notes?
And
Look, my mom right now.
Really, really, really good flavor for it. And you got to make sure you cook those noodles, but you don't cook them all the way. You cook them al dente, because they're going to cook the rest of the way when they're in the oven.
And ladies and gentlemen,
macaroni and cheese, man.
And
I'm gonna tell you, man, it'll make you listen to this. It will make you, excuse me.
Don't you say it, slap your mama.
Slap your mama.
What you say about my mama? You better not say my mama. Don't make, look. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have just had an instruction in how to make bougie macaroni and cheese.
Ain't no Velveeta up in here at all. Okay, like I said, garbage in, garbage out. You also have to be careful about your cheese. You got to make sure you get the right cheese that's not too oily. See, because a lot of cheese has a lot of oil in it, man.
This is the most bougie. This is the most bougie macaroni and cheese I've ever heard of in my life.
You make your macaroni and cheese, there's a big layer of oil on top.
You sound like you the Godfather's new chef, man.
That's why I use bad cheese, man.
Mother, yes, Charles.
Wait a minute.
Charles.
Man, we hitting this lick.
I agree. Let the Godfather die. Mama.
Yes.
So talk to me about this one. What is our Thanksgiving tradition? Because I thought it was sleep.
No, things out for Thanksgiving. Always. Now, I'm not big on Christmas.
Right.
I'm not a big Christmas person. I don't celebrate. I just think it's just too commercial, too much money is spent, credit card bills are too high, but for Thanksgiving, I always. Your dad cooked the turkey, I cooked the dressing.
Yes. Oh, and the dressing was off the chain.
Yes, we always had that, and I'm fixing dressing tonight. So Thanksgiving was our special time.
Okay.
And sweet potatoes.
Woo, my mom in the sweet potatoes, y'all. I'm just here to tell you. Now, you're going to get a toothache. But I tell you, you're going to have a toothache. You know what? Sweet potatoes, my mama's sweet potatoes might as well be dessert. Might as well be dessert. And she don't even put none of that. I didn't even know nothing about no marshmallows. It's just good old sweet potatoes with the juice. But I want to know the WVON listening audience. What do you do? Mom, remember we had hamburgers, though? Remember we did hamburgers for Thanksgiving?
No, I don't.
Mom, just like 3 years ago, we did. Remember we went down to and bought them see, Mom, see how you doing me wrong. Let's go to Siddiqui, man. Siddiqui, you on the talk in Chicago.
Yeah, good morning. Let me just say this, that in terms of what your mom stated about Christmas and Santa Claus, she's correct. It's a commercial, it's a lie. But the question I have is that what do we as black people have to celebrate on this hollow day?
Oh.
The bottom line is that we're talking about genocide against native peoples.
You heard me say that yesterday, man.
And so I'm just trying to understand who we as black folk, the most oppressed people in the history of this planet, that we would be celebrating this hollow day. So we're trying to launch a national campaign called Focus, which stands for Families Opposing Celebrating Unsavory Symbolism. And it's an opportunity. Look, I'm in support of families coming together. That's important. But we have to be clear in terms of what we're celebrating. So if nothing else, on this hollow day, which I call misgiving, that we should be educating our young people, while celebrating our families, educating our young people about the fact that this hollow day is a lie and the reason why. So that's why I'm saying it's very difficult for me to hear us talking about how we are going to be celebrating misgiving.
Thanks, Sadaki. Charles,
I got to jump in here. Look, we got a couple of days off. Okay? We got a couple of days off. I'm going to tell you, when I sit down on Thanksgiving with my family, I am not thinking about some pilgrims and some Indians. I'm just thinking about my day with my family, and I go back to what am I thankful for. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. I'm telling you, I'm celebrating me and mine. I'm not celebrating some pilgrims. I'm not. I'm celebrating, I'm thankful. I am thankful, man.
I'm going to say that we should, Mom, hold your thought. Charles, we're going to come back to that because I think that's one of the things that happens here at WVON and it just in general, which is we become so anti that we can't. Can we have a day where we enjoy each other? And I'm not saying, can we have a day? Because I also, you heard me talking about Native American Genocide Day, but how does it apply to us? Like, how do we apply it? Because I don't think of pilgrims either when I think of this day. But we'll talk about it all when we come back. It's the Talk Chicago 648.
More of the morning show.
Yeah, I think.
You know what?
Go.
I taught school like 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I ever taught about the pilgrims.
Hmm?
No.
I ain't thinking about no pilgrim.
You know what?
Mom says she taught for 25
years. And I don't think I ever taught about the pilgrims. I always thought of Thanksgiving being a day for families to be together, share a lot, and I am thankful to be alive.
Oh, man,
I mean,
my foot on the ground.
so
I
when
say,
you
"Thank
think
you,
of
Jesus."
being thankful and say, what do I have to be thankful for? It's not about the pilgrims. It's I have two beautiful children.
That's us.
And I have a great family, a great church home, a great everything. And so when you think about being grateful, it's not about the pilgrims.
So, Mother,
it's about family and relationships that you have, and it's about giving. And right now, if I could find a place to go tomorrow, that in the Joliet area,
so why don't you say that on air, and somebody will respond to it. Okay. And I think you should say your thing. I think, I knew when we start talking about Thanksgiving, especially at WVON, people are going to be like, whoa, the white man has, and the pilgrims, and the, right? No, I agree. I'm saying, I think that this audience, you got this way to the left audience that's like the extra Ungawas, man. Right? That like they, no matter what happens, they not gonna see anything in it. And I knew when you say like Thanksgiving here, like people have a visceral reaction. There's a part of the audience that has a visceral reaction and be like, y'all sellouts, because they thinking that, real talk, bro.
But you know, the thing is, when you think about where we have come from, the captivity and the Middle Passage to where we are today, and we have to be, man, thankful. Man, we have survived and over-survived and triumphed. We are winning. We can't lose sight of the fact that we are winning. We win it. We're winners. They have not killed us off yet.
Right, and in spite of everything, you got to give thanks.
You got to give thanks, and God is with us. God is
thankful to be here. And as you get older in age, and year after year, you say, "I'm still here," and you're thankful a lot of times just simply to be alive, and in good health.
Now, Mom, I'm just gonna tell you my feelings I heard about our hamburgers though, because we went to Public. Remember, we went to Public and Meat. We bought the hamburgers. Remember, we said we was just gonna have. It was just me and you. We said we was gonna have hamburgers for Thanksgiving. We was gonna make the best hamburgers ever. When I was living on 15th Street, and we went to Public, and remember the bacon was like $10, was like $22 a pound.
Yes,
the burger, we had them grind up the steaks. You hurt my feelings with that, Mother.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I just want to let you know you're very popular. You have 10,900 people right now that have been reached because you're on the show, and it's not even 7 o'clock. You're famous, Mother dearest.
Please.
Look at you. You at 100 and right now you have 168 viewers live between Facebook and so. Hello, everyone.
I'm Nick Jonas, and I'm here to tell you about Think It Up, a new initiative to activate
Share.
teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers.
Thanksgiving represents the genocide of the indigenous Native.
I told you.
But I ain't thinking like that. I ain't thinking about it like that. I'm thinking about looking at my baby grandbaby and saying, wow, ain't that beautiful? Am I blessed or what? I'm thankful for that, as opposed to thinking about some native or some pilgrim with one of them guns that got the end on it that go wide, you know?
Did you see President Trump pardon the turkeys?
No.
What he did? Okay, she's going to play a clip of him pardoning the turkeys, and then he comments on Obama's turkeys from last year.
Oh, give me a break.
Right, and he actually goes on to say that if he could, he would reverse the fucking Obamas.
Save that for 8 o'clock.
Just drop it since 20 seconds. You're talking about Thanksgiving, you know?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
What is it again?
It's Obama pardoning the turkeys, wishbone, and drumstick. And then he says, you know, I've been overturning a lot of President Obama's things in the past, but the state told me there's no way possible that I could overturn them. So, Tater and Tot, you're safe.
Oh.
Stupid. That he actually even went there publicly.
Really?
Hey, Mom, Erica says
By the
hello.
way, Miss Jackson, nice to meet you.
Oh, Mom, that is the man. That's Todd. You hear us talk about the man.
I just back and forth. I got, beautiful Bolingbrook. I got rear-ended this morning at Weber and I-55 at the light there.
He lives in Bolingbrook.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there and I see the car coming in my rearview mirror. There's a car in front of me. I'm like, oh, he starts to slow down and.
Oh, you're from Bolingbrook.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So that messed me up this morning.
Ready, we're back. Sisters, stand tall. Let's be thankful
For what you got.
You are hereby pardoned. As many of you know, I have been very active in overturning a number of executive actions by my predecessor. However, I have been informed by the White House counsel's office that Tater and Tot's pardons cannot, under any circumstances, be revoked. So we're not going to revoke them. So Tater and Tot, you can rest easy.
I got beans, creams, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb,
beans, greens, tomatoes, hey, you name it.
creams, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, beans, creams, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I guess that was President Trump overturning pardons of turkeys.
Man, can anybody be less presidential? I mean, this is all policy aside. I'm talking style here. Is there any president who has been less presidential, not in my lifetime, than this guy?
Mother, thoughts?
Was he saying he'd kill Tater and Tot if he could?
Yes.
How petty.
That's incredible. Incredible.
He was like, "Dag, if I could have went back and basically would have rebrought turkey. He would have put you on the table last year." Ladies and gentlemen, he wanted to go back and get Obama's turkeys and kill them. This guy is something else. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. What is your Thanksgiving tradition? Mom, you had something that you were saying. Both of you guys seem to be along the same lines about this Thanksgiving holiday. You know, I say Happy Native American Genocide Day, but both of you all kind of push back. Mom, you had a thought on that?
Okay, I was just saying that I taught school for 25 years, and I don't think I ever taught the Pilgrims in Thanksgiving. It was about relationships with your family, with your friends, and that was a wrong situation. So why do you teach something that was wrong? But out of it came something good. Okay, so their intended purpose is not our intended purpose. So what we need to do is think in terms of relationships, and that's what this life is about.
And don't let the bigger culture,
whiter culture define what we will be and how we will regard our days off, if you want to say it. Let's go to Drea. You're on the Talk Chicago.
Yeah, you know what? Good morning to all you all, and I respect your opinion, and I understand the concept of Thanksgiving, but we have to remember that was our people that were murdered, and you're following a tradition that they started once they conquered the so-called Native Americans. So in following that tradition, you're honoring what they did. So if you're a silent movie and no one could see or hear you talk and celebrate your own family, and someone looked in the window, and then they looked in the window at the people downtown Chicago, how will they be able to differentiate what you're doing versus what they're celebrating?
Hold on, Drake.
You're celebrating a tradition that's genocidal.
Hey, Dre. Charles, I know you got something. But do you go to work on Thanksgiving?
No.
So you do take the day off. You don't go in and volunteer to work and say, skip taking this day off because of the Native Americans that got killed?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. No.
Okay, I just wanted to check.
And I don't care what other people think. I mean, I care about what my family thinks about me and what I think about them. I ain't thinking about, like, I am not thinking about what somebody else might think who looks in the window, what assume that I'm doing when I'm there on my day off.
Look, you know what, y'all? I want to keep this one going. Go ahead, Mom.
You could reverse the situation simply by going to help Pacific Garden Missions. They serve people, our people, a lot.
Now, Mom, you were looking for an opportunity to serve?
In Joliet, Illinois, in that area. If there's someone out there that's serving tomorrow, give me a call.
Call us here at the station. And you know what? If you are doing something good for people, feeding people, helping tomorrow, call us and let us know. We want to tell people where we can connect the resources. You know, we asked what's in it for the black people, but we also want to give you some answers. Look, we'll continue this conversation. You guys that are on the phones, stay on. If you got a holiday tradition, if you're doing something for the holidays, tell us about it. What's your plan? But if you're also giving back, if you're serving, let us know. Now, also, don't forget, we've got Jermaine Dupri coming up. Plus, we're going to have some Harold Washington memories as well. It's all that and more on the Talk Chicago 6:59. We'll be back.
The Talk of Chicago and the voice of the nation. 1690 WVON, Berwyn,
Mother.
You don't have your headset on.
What?
When you're talking.
Yeah, I do. I just took it off.
Oh, okay.
I do when I talk, and then I
just wanted to make sure you hit the seniors.
Oh, geez. Okay, yeah.
Someone's coming in?
No. Okay, I will hit the seniors breakfast. Mom, talk to me about education of black children. You know, one of the things that I heard you say coming up, and I say it all the time, is black people are the only people that send their children to the enemy to be educated. Talk to me about that.
Well, let me just say this. My first teaching job was Marva Collins. And I think that she had the right idea. Having gone to her and being taught by her, my first job has guided me to where I was as a teacher when I was in the public school system. It's important that black teachers teach black children. I've taught along the lines with white teachers, and in their classrooms, they still had white models up on their walls and white people that simply, they didn't care, but they were teaching black children. That sends a message. We're still better than you, even though they're in a black. I even offered one of the teachers an Ebony magazine, and she was highly offended. Now, we know Ebony magazine back in the day had fashions galore in it. But it's important that we take responsibility for our own children. Figure out how they learn. I'm a firm believer is that we learn differently sometimes.
Black kids?
Yes. Culture does make a difference in how they're being taught. And even though I believe that we need to speak the King's English.
Hey man, leave me alone.
But we have to take responsibility for our children being educated. And for that reason, and that reason alone, I never applied for a job in Bolingbrook. I always went to where the black children wasn't. The pay wasn't the greatest. I taught in Robbins, Illinois. Loved it. I taught in Chicago in the black community. I was bound and determined that what I got, I wanted to give to them.
Where did your commitment to black folks come from?
I'm black.
Mother, where did this thing with me in politics come from?
That came from me too.
That came from you?
Yes.
How did that come from you? You hate politics.
No, I don't hate politics. I don't want to work in it. But I came up, I worked in politics under Ethel Skiles Alexander.
You know she's one of the founders of the Black Caucus?
Yes. Yeah. And who else? Cecil Partee, that was who I worked for.
You didn't like Cecil Partee? I love the stories that you tell about the paychecks. I think that is so awesome. I swear to God, I wish we could tell that story.
No, I'm not telling that.
That's a great story, Mom. Tell it.
I'm not telling that.
That's a great story. Let me tell y'all.
I worked in politics. That's how I got a job. I enjoyed it, but there were demands that I could not meet. I felt were unfair. And I remember talking to Ethel about it. And she said, well, if you don't want to do it, get out. So I got out and got another job. And that's when I made my way to go back to school. I didn't get my degree until after I was married, but I knew I always wanted to be a teacher. So I got out of politics and became a teacher. But I still have a heart for politics. I just don't have a heart for knocking on doors.
There's new ways to do that now, Mother.
Is there a new way
yes.
to do it? Okay. And getting signature for people and paying, dues and stuff like that? No. But I do enjoy it. I'll stay up all night and watch the election returns. I love it. But you used to have to go with me when I was knocking on doors, meeting all the politicians and go to the meetings. I had no babysitter, so you had to go. And so we don't know what we're doing to our children when we take them places. So that's how you are in politics today.
That's crazy.
It may be crazy, but that's true.
Hey, y'all. That's my mama. That's my mama over there. That's my mama. Hold on. See, wave to the people, Mama. Say hi.
Just let me say that I am proud of Maison. And like I told you earlier, people always, let me give a shout out to Greater Metropolitan.
What's up, Greater Metropolitan Missionary Baptist Church, 59th and Wabash?
They actually spoke life into you. That boy's gonna be somebody. Let me tell you another story. Maison was on a program, and this is Maison. He has not changed. He was on a program, and for some reason I wasn't there. So when I got to church, I said, Maison, how did you do? He said, Ma, I was the best because I got the most amens. So who he is today is who he was when he was 5 years old.
What are you saying, Mother?
You're all right.
Hey,
it worked for you.
Talk to me about the role of church in my development. The role you believe church played in my development.
It puts skids on your life. Without it, I think you could have, because of who you are and your personality, and it makes you stop and think. I can only do so much, and I can only say so much because of what you were taught and what you believe. You just can't run ramshot over people with no skids on it. There's something that stops you.
Dang, it sure is, because I'd be ready to kill them all.
But you can't, because what we put into you as a child, it will come out of you as an adult.
We're back, guys. Wait, did you say my real name? Did you say my real name? Oh my God! When will there be a first? Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690, and we're having a good old time today. We're talking a little bit about Thanksgiving, what your family tradition is, what your holiday is. Hey, but I got to shout out to all the latchkey kids in the world. Everybody who had to come home with that key around your neck or that key in your pocket, and your parents made you let yourself in. David Cassidy from the Partridge Family has passed. Now, I'm going to tell you, I know that's a white show, but I think every black kid in the world that came home in the 80s had to watch the Partridge Family. So, just got to say goodbye to David Cassidy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is WVON Morning Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building. Annette Flournoy, she done took the Fox off and got the Nike swoosh hat on. Plus, we got Miss Sonia Escobar. She is the musical conductor of the Soul Plane. And y'all, my mama is in the studio. Charles. These people, can we celebrate, man, the holiday without it? I do say Native American Genocide Day, but good Lord.
Man, I just wanted to go back to something you were talking about before the break.
Go ahead.
About this being the 30th anniversary this year of the passing on this comparable day of Harold Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I mean, you know, when you bring that up, I mean, I immediately begin to wax nostalgic, and I also thought about the other Harold and the fried turkey.
Where is our turkey?
I mean,
Harold,
you know,
look, Harold,
bring me a two-piece and a biscuit. I'm straight with that.
Look, now Harold, Hal's number 88. Hal's. Look, my mama done got up. She was like, that sounds so good. A fried turkey, salt, pepper, mild, fried hard. Let me tell you, Hal's, don't make me.
Don't make me.
Don't make me come on over there, because we are looking for our turkey. Now, Charles, you know what, man? See, man, you turning away from the straight guy, bro. I saw how you did that right there.
No, I mean,
see, you was like, I immediately see how you.
I mean, when you brought that up, I mean, this was a momentous day in the history of Black Chicago.
Well, let's go back. We here.
That day.
Well, you know what? We are here now. Let's talk about it.
Well, it's been talked about so much and so much that it's almost exhausting to continue to talk about it. What it meant since his passing. I mean, you went through all this in Poli-Sci 101 in terms of detailing what happened. But I think we just have to say it, if not talk about it at any real length. But this is that day, 30 years ago, and people are still, and the impact of it hasn't really subsided.
You know, Mom, you got to get a mic. But let me say this: I will never forget coming home, turning on our rotary dial TV, watching Channel 7 as I always did. And they said Harold Washington was dead. Now, Charles, tell me, where were you?
I was in Philadelphia, and I heard the news. It was crestfallen because, believe it or not, whether you know it or not, if you live in Chicago, that all over the country, all these hopes were tied onto Harold Washington at that point. I mean, Chicago was the epicenter of black political life in this country. I mean, Philadelphia did not get a black mayor until I think sometime later, but after Harold. So a lot of hopes were tied to Harold. And when Harold passed, everybody knew. All over the country, anybody black knew and was crestfallen by the fact that Harold Washington had passed before what all of us thought was way before his time, before he was able to accomplish what we knew he was going to be able to accomplish. Keep in mind, too, that Chicago at that time was the home of the Oprah Winfrey Show. It was Michael Jordan was in Chicago. Everybody around the country was focused on Chicago and what black folks were doing here. And when Harold died, man, there was a fear, a chill that went around the country at that time. Whether people know it or not, we all lost Harold.
So, Mom, you seem to have some. Let me ask y'all, because I was a lot younger. I felt like I was caught up in the excitement of it, just like, woo, black people going that way, so I'm going. And I didn't really know that much about politics, but there was always the suspicion that he was killed, that there was some setup, that they poisoned him. I just remember all the people saying they did it to him. They had to get him. Was that real?
You know, Maze, I consider myself one of these reasonable people, one of these, I reject conspiracy theories and such. But knowing Chicago, man, knowing Chicago, I got to say that I haven't ruled that out.
Really?
No.
Are you serious?
Because of knowing how politics are around here, and especially now, knowing what happened after he passed, how they diabolically dissected and tore apart the black political wherewithal with this nonpartisan stuff and how they did it. Now you wonder, you look back and you say, did they? I'm serious, man.
Really?
I've not ruled it out.
Wait, hold on, Mom. Charles Thomas? Charles, now you know how you are.
I have no empirical proof and not one iota of proof that anything like that would have happened. But I tell you, in this town, knowing how diabolical and how they plot on people in this town, man, I don't put it beyond people in this town.
You know, Harold Washington wasn't just loved by black people. If you ever had an opportunity to meet him, he was very charismatic, very warm person. And when he talked to you, he talked to you. I mean, there could be 1,000 people around, but that was just the kind of person. And I remember the statement that says, how long can Harold be president? Somebody said he can be the mayor for as long as he wants to be the mayor. That's scary for white people.
Mom. Now look, Mom. You don't come over here getting in trouble now.
No, I'm not coming over here to get in trouble. I'm getting over here to give you some truth. That could be scary. I don't know. But Harold Washington gained a lot of weight. So they can always justify that. He gained a lot of weight. He also loved, somebody told me that he went to McDonald's every day. That's a killer in itself.
Okay.
And so I don't know about the conspiracy theory. I don't know about it, so I can't speak on it. But he didn't take care of his health himself.
That's a lesson for all of us black men,
really is.
That we need to take care of our health. But, you know, I'm sitting here flabbergasted because I just need to say the ultimate, Charles, you to me are the ultimate reporter. And so, you know, like, I'll be like, I go, right? You tell me, I take it, I'm going.
No, I qualified everything I said. I have not one iota of proof that anything like that happened. But I'm saying, if you look at what happened after he passed and how people became so diabolical about changing the black political power structure in this city, you would say, man, those same people that did that, they would have been motivated to do something like that. I mean, they wanted to just basically destroy the black political wherewithal in this city, and they went about it, and they did it. They were able to do it. And what have we had since then?
Let me ask you a question, both of you all, knowing everything that you've seen and heard and learned. Do you think that Chicago will ever see another black mayor?
Of course, it can, but it won't. But it'll be a person who's a coalition. Who's going to be fronting a coalition, not a black.
Because our black people are leaving Chicago, so your political base is getting smaller and smaller.
So who would ally with black people though? Like if you're the Latinos, they already took the deal with the Irish.
So but the things change. I mean, things change. The politics are fluid, and we don't know what might be going on 2-3 years from now, and. It's possible that a black person could become mayor, but he's not going to come out of the same tradition as Harold Washington.
He come out of a Barack Obama-esque tradition. Dang, you know what that means for black folks, right? Yeah. Absolutely nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the talk show 1690 AM. You know what? We were going to go to Jermaine Dupri when we came back, but we're going to push that back till 7:30. We're going to continue these calls. We'll continue this conversation. It's the Talk Chicago 717. Okay. Oh, I'll announce the Harold thing. You two can have a conversation. I'll be right back. I gotta talk in the studio. So, Mom, the camera, and Charles, the camera on you two.
Have you ever considered running for an office? Have you ever considered running for an office?
No, I'm a little bit beyond that, I think.
Even when you were younger, did you think about it?
No, I was always a reporter and wasn't really interested in it. I think mainly because I saw some of the things that politicians went through.
Okay.
I didn't want people doing that to my personal life. It's very interesting because I have been asked to do it since I retired.
Oh, really?
And I'm really not interested. I think I can have more of an impact, beginning and facilitating conversation.
Okay.
Because I think that's what we really need in this market is conversation.
Okay.
Need people to start talking about this stuff. Because these politicians, they basically do what they want to do. And people, they're totally disconnected from what people want. And it's like right now, our black politicians, they don't seem to understand or get it that black people are leaving Cook County, leaving Chicago.
We are.
They're leading the exodus, and they're not even talking about what they're going to do to stop that. How are you going to stop people from leaving? What is the plan? You don't hear any of them talking about that. Now, Rahm and the rest of them, they want them to leave.
Right.
But black politicians don't seem to understand that their primary concern right now should be keeping people in the city. How are they going to do that? Well, giving them jobs, giving them economic opportunity to make them stay. But that's not even a priority. Ask any of these black politicians, have you ever heard Tony Preckwinkle talk about keeping black people in Cook County? No. No. Talk to me. What are you going to do to keep people here? They don't even have a plan.
Wow.
It seems like they're complicit in this movement to get rid of us.
Man, y'all got good. We got so much of everybody calling with all types of stuff to talk about. We're just gonna let them talk and we just gonna have a fun day and look. You got people want to talk about what cheese was going. Can I get the cheese list? You got people talking about what's up with Harold. Dead nurse on duty. We got it all. So we just gonna freestyle with it. 7:30 we got to do that Jermaine Dupri interview so we can let that roll. That's we recorded that.
Be about 10 minutes?
Yeah, it'll just be one break. We'll record that and then we just go back and then we'll roll out. Where's the turkey?
Yeah, where's the turkey?
My mama. Now we could be saying where's the beef, but we saying where's the turkey? Hey man, I think you know what. I think some of y'all are tuned in today because you are hoping for some beef. Only turkey today, fellas. Only turkey. I know you want some beef. I know that's what you like to have. But we're only serving turkey today. All right, let's see who's out there. Did y'all take a moment to share the broadcast? Share the broadcast. Reach out, share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. Y'all like my Chicago State African American College Alliance shirt? Chicago State. See what I'm saying? Malcolm X coming up soon. Right? Man, my basketball season starts for Mazon on the 25th. He's got 50 games this season.
50?
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
Can his body handle that?
50 games this season. I was like, how is an elementary school season 50 damn games? But they...
You know what? People don't understand why I came to the show today. It wasn't talk about anything. It's talk about Mazon's language.
Mother! And you keep saying my real name! Please, Mom! You're embarrassing me!
His
I don't
name,
know why you mad. Why you embarrassed
let
by
me
that?
give you his real name. His name is Mazon Maurice.
Did you say my middle name?
Mazon Maurice.
Oh, God!
Maurice. The space cowboy. Oh, man, that's nice. I remember that. They call him Maurice. Whoa,
Mazon
Maurice.
Jackson.
Look out, boy. You didn't ever tell me your name was Maurice. He gonna get mad now. His jaw's getting tight.
Right.
His jaw's getting tight. Boy.
But
Maurice.
anyway, I came on the show because I listened to Mazon on my way to work, and a few choice words and a few flat language comes out. I said, you know what? But Tennille always said, I'm tired I said, Timmy, you need to tell your brother that his language is getting bad. And you need to tell him, I did not send him to private school as a child and take the flack from sending him to a Catholic school belonging to a Baptist church that gave me.
Now you talking about the Arab stuff.
You, Mom, say that on the air when you come back.
Oh, no.
You don't like when I say the Arabs, though? You know, let me tell you what, though. The Arabs, though. Now, let me tell you, though. You know where I found out about gas station babies? Y'all want to know where I found out about gas station babies? I didn't make that term up. I didn't know nothing about it until somebody over there said, what you know about them gas station babies? Now, Mother, where did you get the term gas station babies?
I know some folks that got gas station babies. They don't mind telling me
that they have gas station babies?
that they have gas station babies.
Now, Mother, that's not politically correct. Be careful. What's up with this politically correct world? I'm tired of it.
I'm tired of it too.
Oh, wow.
We back. Mom, we back. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building. And my mother is here. Now, I thought she came to come here to celebrate Thanksgiving with us, Charles. But she just told us off the air she had an alternative motive. Mom, what is the deal?
On my way to work, I listen to you. And I hear words that I don't like from both of you.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
And so I tell Tennille, tell your brother that his mama said, cut it out.
Cut it out? Mom, it's a radio show. I'm trying.
That's okay. It's a radio show, but you know what? When you were a child, if you didn't hear me say it, you couldn't say it.
Hey, what are
and if you don't hear me say bad words, then you can't say bad words. She said, Ma, I told Mazon. She said,
Mazon, Mom, did you say my real name on the radio? Please, please, please. I've worked hard to be Maze. Please, please.
And you know what? I worked even harder at you becoming Mazon. So guess what? I am more important.
Okay.
Can I ask you something? What did I say that?
You said a bad word.
I said a bad. Now, did you hear me say a bad word?
Today.
On this Facebook thing?
No, today. This to me is a bad word.
Okay, let's see.
See how my mama do, y'all?
Oh, I said that. Oh, yeah. Now that might be. What's that?
That's our censor.
Oh, well, it wasn't one of those. I didn't. Did I say it on the radio or did I say it on the Facebook feed?
No, I don't have Facebook, so you have to have say it.
I said it on the radio. What about Mazon Maurice?
Hey,
Has he
what Cut his mic. Did you say my name? Are y'all saying my real name on the radio?
His mama told G just told me that your middle name, man. I didn't know you was Maurice. Mazon Maurice. Man, that's a good name, man. I like that name. That's the name.
It's a strong name.
Strong name.
Very strong
Remember
name.
that guy? He get a.
So this what we doing? This is how the morning show is going today.
It is a strong Mazon Maurice. You don't feel nothing weak about that name. I'm proud of your name.
I'm proud of you too, man. Mazon Maurice.
And Mazon is a strong name.
That's a very strong name.
I was going to name you Timothy, and
now I would have been mad if you called me Timothy.
And she said, "Don't name him Timothy."
Who is she?
Ethel.
Ethel who?
Alexander.
Wait, you mean the state senator?
Yes.
The founder of the Black Caucus?
Yes.
She named me?
Yes.
Do they know that? Because they might not like to know that.
She didn't name you, but she was responsible for you being. She said, "Don't name him Timothy because they'll call him Timmy, and that's weak."
Oh man, that
she
would be
said,
weak.
"Call him something. They cannot change his name into a weak name. So if I call you Mazon, it's strong. If they call you Maze, it's strong." Right?
But what about... Oh, wait.
Man, if they had called you Timmy, they would be beating your... every day. Timmy, come over here. Where your
So
lunch
that's
money?
how you got your name, Mazon. And
I'm just saying though. Can I just tell y'all this?
world, his name is Mazon. They call him. He came back from college being Maze. Bolingbrook, who is he? His name is Mazon. And a shout out to Bolingbrook.
You brought this on yourself, you know that, don't you? You know.
Did this just happen to me?
It is happening to you, man.
Did this just wait?
God rest my mother's soul in heaven.
Did this just happen to me on the radio? Did you really just put my whole name, I just need to say this, mother. I just want to thank you for making sure that never in my life will I ever be able to go to a store and buy a keychain with my name on it. I will never. You know how you go into the store and you go to the place and you like, ooh, can I? I'll never get my name. But I am thankful for the name. I just can't believe you told it to the world.
Maze, I think this has definitely raised your stock somewhat. It has humanized you, my brother. It has made you know, everybody. I mean, you got the courage to bring your mother on this program. And put her in the lion's den, and she's doing all the biting. And I'm just sitting back. I'm just an observer.
I feel like if my mom wasn't here right now, I probably would have some very descriptive words because I feel like she just took a bite out of I feel like the people who come in here and say, when you say, what's in it for the black people? And they start looking for papers. And my mom just lion's den'd me in the lion's den. Yeah.
Hey, man, it's good, but you're blessed. You are so blessed, my brother.
Hey, man, you know what? I tell you what. I am blessed. I cannot deny that. I tell you about the hedge of protection that has been prayed around me, which is why I don't worry about the car starter. But it is because of my mother and my mother, the family, and the way that I was brought up. That's why, man, you know, I talk a lot about family issues and things of that nature. But it is because it is those things that are instilled in us as a child that then carry out, that we play out. Man, and we see it happen. I appreciate the investment that my parents made in us, and you see the outcomes. Same way with you, Charles. You know, I think our parents valued the education and decided that they wanted to grow people that would be productive members of society, and I'm thankful. You know, I look at my mom and I say, well, if I can ever even get one close to what she's been able to accomplish and the motivation that she's provided for people, I'll be blessed. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm through with the preaching. We'll be back. It's 7:30 when we come back. Jermaine Dupri. You know what? This is turning into one of the biggest and baddest morning shows in the country. We'll talk about that when we come back. And we'll finish up holiday, all this good stuff. Plus, we'll take your calls. It's the Talk Chicago 1690 AM.
Live from the WVON newsroom.
But I'm going to just tell y'all.
Where my turkey at?
What's up? Right, call Davita and say, what's up with you? Could you call Davita?
Lions eating their own. I love it.
Man, can we call Davita? Because the reason I'm saying is because she had to hook up with people, and they told her, I went to get the number, and she was like, I'll give it to you. She didn't give it to me. But she said they were coming. I just don't want them to come. Can we just call her?
I have no problem calling her. She didn't call her.
I know. Wake her up. No problem. Thank you. If you want to give it to me, I'll call her. Hey, y'all. You are tuned in. Dang, y'all. I really came. And if y'all gonna say my name, you better spell it right. It ain't no Mazon. It's 2 N's and an E. Dang, nabbit.
Oh, is it?
Y'all love it.
So apparently Maison Maurice was a badass back in England. I just did some Googling. Have you ever Googled that?
Mm-mm.
You should Google your name.
Maison.
He's a big time preacher, right?
Really
Mays Jackson was a big time preacher.
Really?
Big time white Southern Baptist preacher. So if you Google Mays Jackson, I know some people be like, whoa, but it's only 2 people that come up when you say Mays Jackson. Me and the white dude, the white preacher.
Thank you for that.
Glad you put this in perspective. That's good. No, man, that's a good name, man. That's a great name. I don't know why you always do that. Maison is a really strong.
It is a strong name.
Okay, so let me break it down for y'all. Right? Maison is a very strong name when you grow up at 514 East 62nd Street. Maison, when you move to Bolingbrook, is not as at 3rd and 4th and 5th grade when you trying to figure it out and you're the only black kid in the class, and the second the substitute teacher comes in and reads your name wrong and you are the joke for the rest of the day. So when they like Mizuni, and because they don't, right? So a white lady don't know how to read it, and then see how you laughing? See how you laughing? See how they laughing right now? That's how I became Maze. So B third, see how they laughing at me? So B 4th, 5th grade, the only black kid in your class, and
but your ladder is greater.
Now,
your ladder is greater.
But when but what I'm saying is, when you're 3rd grade, right?
I get it.
And so now the persona of Maze Jackson is how I'm known in the city of Chicago, right? When I cut my teeth in the hip hop community, when I came back and did all that stuff, right? It was all as Maze Jackson. So the brand now is Maze Jackson. Now, when people find out Maison, it's like they just want to say it just to say it. Like, not because your name is John. They be like, oh, nigga, your name is Maison. Oh, it's Maze. Wait a minute. I've been calling you Maze all this time, and your name is Maison? I thought your name was Maze. For real. And then, here you go. Now watch. You're going to start a whole new wave, and people going to be walking up like, Maison. And you know what Maison used to do for me, though? It could distinguish where I knew you from or how old you knew. So like if somebody walked up to me and said Maison, then that meant to me, man, you Bolingbrook and back. If you said Maze, you was in forward, right?
Right.
Gotcha. Oh, we about to play our interview. We can talk. Oh, we're not back yet. So I don't think the name is not, and I think Maurice, again, when you combine that in bowling, and then so when you're the only black kid in your class, in a lot of cases, you trying to assimilate, right? Until you get your feet up under you, you don't want to be the guy that, when slavery class, they talk about it, everybody looks at you. With Martin Luther King, everybody looks at you. So you try to be as anonymous as possible or blend in as much as possible, because think about, you say that, but think about this. So I was in Bolingbrook. I get separated out at 4th grade. Right. 4th grade, they say he's a gifted kid, so they pull me out of all the black kids. So I'm one of the first black kids to get to Bolingbrook. But then when the influx of black kids come into Bolingbrook, you've pulled me out of that group and put me in this class. They're all mixing and mingling, right? When they're trading classrooms, and so they're all in different reading groups and math groups, and so they interact. Me, my whole class moves at the same time because we all got one curriculum. Right. So now I'm the only black kid in my class, and the white kids are like, Maison, right? So then after all day of being in that class, you release me to the playground, right? Where all the white kids go play with each other. All the black kids who just got here from the city be like, that's the black kid, that's the Oreo, because he always be with the white kids all day, right? He don't come, because they don't understand.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
See?
He don't.
I'm telling you an emotional story. Okay, I want to hear it actually. Hey y'all, this is the Jermaine Dupri interview. Go ahead. Ty, show my mom.
Call me the mayor. Monday night, gentlemen's club. Tuesday night, I'm up in the velvet room getting up. Wednesday, I'm at Strokers on Lean.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Top of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your man, Maze Jackson, with my main man, Charles Thomas. But check this out. We have hip-hop legend on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Jermaine Dupri. Now, Jermaine's got a new season of the Rap Game, which starts this Friday on the Lifetime Network, November 24th at 10 p.m. Eastern. Jermaine, welcome to the Top of Chicago. How are you today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. Thank you for being here and fitting us into your busy schedule. So, Jermaine, the Rap Game. I get it. I understand. But before we go in there, why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about your background and your history in the rap game and music industry?
Well, I mean, I started out when I was 12 as a dancer. That dancing turned into me becoming a rapper.
This is the guy
16, that rap
hang out with Janet Jackson.
turned into me becoming a writer at 17, 18.
They were engaged. They were engaged.
My second group,
he was the president of the Grammys. He founded Criss Cross.
You know, their career took off, and they became one of the biggest groups of 92. And they was just 11 and 12 years old. And then, you know, fast forward to that, I signed Escape.
Man, think about what happens when your phone is not working. You just screwed.
I signed Anthony Hamilton. I signed the franchise boys. I signed Bone Crusher. I signed Saquon.
Did somebody send you a virus? Did you get a virus?
You know, and the list.
You got a virus?
I produced Usher. I produced
I don't know.
Mariah Carey.
I don't know what's going on.
Nelly.
We won't reboot. I don't know where I could. I mean, you know, you
so, man, brother, you have a lot of accomplishments. But summarize it for me. Give me a ballpark. How many records would you say you've? How many records would you say you've sold or been responsible for? About how much?
Well, last year was a statement that was said 400 million. So.
Wait, 400 million records?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Talk to me about how much. How much does that equate to in sales? Do you think? Ballpark. Just ballpark.
No, that's sales.
400 million in sales, brother. That is almost $500 million. So, talk to me about the rap game and your experience bringing and developing these artists. What made you bring that to the rap game, or how does that translate to the rap game?
Well, I mean, you know, in creating TV, you want to come up with something that's very, very creative and keeps people's minds. You know what I mean? So showing people stuff that they haven't seen on TV.
The magic of radio.
Is the thing that you should probably do if you got some idea for a TV show. You got
Chauncey
something
said
that
hi.
people haven't seen. People seen pretty much everything. You know, the difference between The Voice and American Idol and the rap game, and you know, it's just that you know these kids are actually out here doing what they got to do. They showing the work, and then you see them go through the transformation of becoming an artist, and you know, haircuts and dye in their hair and doing things and dressing and what it takes to actually be an artist as opposed to just getting on stage and singing. Like that's cool, but that's like the beginning stage of everything, especially if you got somebody like myself to give you a little artist development, you know. And so the whole idea was just to show you guys exactly the process of artist development.
So, Jermaine, talk to me about, you know, a generation that has grown up on hip-hop, and now we're seeing their offspring moving into the industry. Tell me what it's like to see that generational change happen.
I mean, I think that's you know, it was inevitable. I mean, you know, I was definitely part of it. You know what I mean? I was the youngest producer to have a #1 record. So when that happened, people should have noticed that it was going to be a wave of more people, younger artists and younger producers and younger musicians, period. So I love it. I think that, you know, I've always been a part of it. So it's not something, I don't really downplay it. I think it's a great thing.
So, Jermaine, talk to me, man. What do you tell parents who really want to get their kids in the rap game? What do you tell them are the steps that they need to take?
First, really pay attention to the talent. You know, a lot of parents pay attention to the fact that a lot of parents think that if their kids are talented, then they automatically are talented to be a manager. That's not the truth. That's, you know, it's your kids that got the talent. You don't have the talent. Just because it's your kids, you might should let somebody else manage them, or somebody else that knows more about what they're doing, especially if you have a whole, you know, career out here doing something else, and you work at car dealership, or you work at wherever you work at, and you think that you should be a manager. That's a good idea, but at the same time, you know, a lot of these parents need to really put their kids in the hands of somebody that really knows what they're doing.
Let me ask you, just on that note, LeVar Ball, any thoughts on that? I had to ask.
No, I mean, I think that his dad is a true mental entrepreneur. I mean, he has an idea, he has a vision. He might say it in the wrong way, but at the same time, his vision is clear.
You know what? I agree with that. JD, talk to me about, as you've been in the industry for a long time. Talk to me about your legacy, and I'm gonna ask you this in a couple different lanes. Your personal legacy, your professional legacy, And then for our listening audience, what do you believe your legacy to black people will be?
I answered the last one. I think my legacy, moving in the direction that I'm moving, in the way that I keep trying to push the culture and do things, I think that my legacy will be that,
this dude right here made Atlanta. This dude right here is the reason that Atlanta. Let me back up. He led the young wave of people moving to Atlanta. Remember when I was like, I want to move to Atlanta, and everybody was moving to Atlanta? He was part of the people that spearheaded that second wave.
Wait. What was the question? Is my personal legacy? What is that?
This is the guy who made Crisscross too. Okay. TLC. Well then, do you feel a sense of consciousness as it relates to the black community, and what would your legacy be to the black community?
Inspiring. I'm here to inspire the youth to do as much as they can possibly do. Don't let anybody pigeonhole you with your age. Don't let anybody pigeonhole you with your look. Don't let nobody pigeonhole you with the area that you come from.
They bogus. I'm gonna tell them they bogus too.
Do as much as you dream. You know what I mean? I dream. I had
they called yesterday. They was all on it.
I just was following those dreams, and I believe that. I pray that people use.
You know how black folks are. 7 o'clock on the day after.
Man, that is awesome. JD, I got just a couple more questions. I know you gotta go. We saw this Me Too thing happening with the Harvey Weinstein situation, and you are dealing with people that are trying to get into the industry. I have a daughter. What advice do you give me if I'm trying to get my daughter in the industry, but also to protect her from some of the things that we are seeing coming out?
Just know that they're out there. You know what I mean? Just know what's out there. I mean, I'm surprised, just like everybody else, that this is even happening, because I'm like, it doesn't have to happen. But at the same time, when you hear these stories, the girls that are getting in these situations, they want to be in the industry so bad that they go along with it. And that you should never want to be in something. You should never want to do something so bad that it makes you do something so bad. You should want it get it the way everybody else got it. If you want it that bad, then you shouldn't tell if you want it that bad. That's how I feel.
JD, who would you consider your peers in the industry?
Puff Daddy, Jay-Z, majority of the people that we hear people talk about, these are guys that was coming up when I came in, and they still in the mix, and they doing what they got to do, and with they castles, and I'm doing what I got to do. So these are my, I look at these guys.
Yes, Maurice, he is still producing.
JD, I think oftentimes people don't. I'm not gonna say that, but sometimes I don't know if you get all the props for what you've done or what you've created.
They saying, Mama Jackson, please correct his English.
And I'm gonna let you go. JD, tell me, what is your life lesson? Like, what would you say if you could tell people one piece of advice in this industry? What is that life lesson?
That life lesson is don't stop. You know what I mean? Like, I learned, I slowed down a little bit a couple of times here and there, where I just was like trying to enjoy the life, but you don't really get an opportunity to enjoy your life if you have a goal as big as mine, or your dreams are as big as mine. So you can't slow down. And I mean, when I say don't slow down, I mean every aspect of it. I used to go out to different concerts all the time and see people perform, and just all of that is a teaching for my craft, right? And sometimes when you get famous and you back off and you start doing things a little bit different, you can't take no time off. You got to continue to keep
no days
driving.
off, baby.
You got to continue to keep putting yourself in place so that people understand that you who you are. You're never going nowhere. I want people to understand I'm never going nowhere.
So, JD, I was going to ask you, was it all worth it? But clearly, it definitely was all worth it. JD, tell us how we... I'm sorry, let you answer it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I said 100%.
JD, so let me just ask you one more time. Tell people about your show. Tell how they can find the Rap Game.
This Friday, November 24th, Black Friday, after y'all go shopping and after everybody eating all that type of stuff, you know what I mean? Make sure y'all get in front of the TV at 10 p.m. on Lifetime. The Rap Game returns.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jermaine Dupri. I'm gonna call him a hip hop icon straight up because he has put. I can't say that. I can't give it to you.
Oh, you know Jermaine Dupri? I mean, that was a big deal to me. I was like,
oh man,
wait, Jermaine Dupri?
There are people.
I'm taking that one.
Guy for our Chicago listeners that really put the South. I would say put the South, led the way for the South. Put Atlanta on his back. Yeah, that was LaFace, but man. You know my boo. You know what? I got a whole list of songs. We gonna play them all. Ladies and gentlemen, Jermaine Dupri, the hits don't stop. But now he is creating a legacy for our next generation of hip hop. Check him out, Jermaine Dupri, Lifetime Network, The Rap Game, November 24th, Friday, 10 p.m. Chicago time. Check them out, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Talk Chicago 1698. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation. I'm your man, Maze Jackson, my main man, Charles Thomas.
More of the morning show.
The magic of radio, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back.
Chicago.
No, we're not. We got time. Man, look, when Herbert that Harold, they still trying to get them 3 cheeses, man. You got your list for the cheeses?
Put it down.
Oh, you know what? Harold's, y'all bogus. If y'all don't come with this chicken, this turkey, fried hard, I'm coming right over there.
Are they responding at all?
Who? Oh, I don't, Todd has to do the calling because I'm using my Wi-Fi. Mom, I got a text that says I have a beautiful... Hey, dog, don't be looking at my mama. Your mother is beautiful. Hey, let me tell you something. It's my mama. Get your head punched in.
I put her number on the screen if you wanted to call it.
That's Davita? On the BS show.
Yeah, I was driving in actually thinking about that turkey this morning.
Man, I called.
I was too, man. I didn't even go to that donut because I figured I'm gonna be eating turkey this morning.
I figured we.
Man, where's our jive turkey?
Did you say Dad's?
Dad donut. Ooh. You like Dad donuts?
Yes.
Yeah, man. I usually bring them in maybe once a week.
On 113th.
Yes, Tammy, we're off at 8:30.
On 112th, yeah.
Well, see, I do one about 100 at 83rd.
83rd?
At College.
There used to be one right on the corner because Tennille used to live on 113th in Calumet. And there was one on the corner. We'd go get them right off the grease.
I didn't know there was one out there.
Yeah, there was. I don't know if they're still there, but yeah,
Oh, the Dad Donuts that used to be on, yep. It's not there anymore, I don't think.
It's not anymore?
I think they just consolidated. I think everybody consolidated down.
The best.
Mama! What's up with our turkey? They only have 40 left. Look, people counting down this turkey. Everybody's waiting on this turkey to get here. Harold's number 88. You're doing yourself a disservice. All right, y'all. What's up to Stephanie? What's up, Aunt? My mom, Tennille, said don't be telling her business.
I didn't tell Tennille. I didn't say nothing about her.
You did when you said the Dad Donuts address.
Oh, that's where she used to live.
Chauncey said, Miss Jackson, can you share a young May's story?
I already did.
Give them another one.
I don't know another.
Okay, good.
Yeah, there's a lot of young May's stories, you know.
You know what the good one is? We could do the one about the haircut.
Oh, no.
Do the haircut when we come back. Wait, we're back.
There are no good qualities of past mayors to be had. None. 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 I did not mourn at the bar of the late mayor. I regret anyone dying. I have no regrets about him leaving. He was a racist.
We're not talking.
Head to toe and hip to hip.
This is we're back though.
And he spewed and fawned and oppressed black people to the point that some of them thought that was the way they were supposed to live. Just like some slaves on the plantation thought that was the way they were supposed to live. I give no hosannas to a racist, nor do I appreciate or respect his son. If his name were anything other than Daley, his campaign would be a joke. Damn. He has nothing to offer anybody but a bent-up tin-can smile. No
Harold Washington.
And he runs on the legacy of his name, an insult to common sense and decency. Everything I've ever got in the world,
he said that.
Nobody gave me anything.
That was Harold Washington. Where was that speech at?
I know, and when you think about a black man in the 80s talking like that, that's why people all over the country were paying attention.
Amen.
Weren't too many people out there talking like that in the general political arena.
And then he said it about the dailies, bro.
And you know this, yeah.
Hey, my brother, mother, go ahead, talking to Mike. Talking to Mike.
And he beat the dailies after talking like that.
Which means, Charles? Hey, man, you can't be talking. Hey, man, he was talking real slick. Somebody was like, oh, yeah, feed him. Man,
yeah.
I never heard that speech. I'm going to need a clip of that. And you all are going to have to check out Remembering Harold. Now, check it out. That's a WVON special this Friday at 11:30 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. plus Saturday at 3:30 p.m. That'll be hosted by Bill Cameron. I mean, that was powerful, brother. He said, tin can smile. I mean, he got personal.
You know what,
Mom, you said he went in. Go ahead.
You know, Harold, at the same time, you know, Jesse was running for president at the same time, coming up out of Chicago. And there was a tradition that Chicago had taken the lead. They were, again, the epicenter of black political thought in the country at that time. And everybody was watching. And that's why everybody was so dispirited on this day, this comparable day 30 years ago, the day before Thanksgiving.
Mama?
And you said something about you got to keep talking about it. Our children need to know who Harold Washington is. They're not going to quit talking about John F. Kennedy.
You know, I guess and I got Mom and I got you, Charles, too. And, you know, I also say, though, that Harold Washington has been a crippling factor for black Chicago power politics, because it seems to me like people are stuck saying it was a dream unfulfilled for black folks. White folks that was with Harold, they came up. They kept going, they moved. Black folks, it was like they took the air out the balloon and they still looking for it to me.
Well, I think that people are reacting to the methodology that was used in those days that put Harold at the top. But that's where we get confused, because I think a lot of people think we use the same methodology. And we can't, because things have changed. Mm-hmm. I mean, think about it. I mean, Harold didn't depend on television advertising as much as he depended on earned media during those days, remember? There wasn't all these TV ads every 5 minutes where you spend $800, $900 million on TV ads in a week. No, that wasn't happening then. They were actually covering the news, and there were only 3 channels. So everybody was watching the same thing. Now you don't have that.
You know what, guys? Take me back. Take me back to that time, 88, 89. What is it to be a black adult, right, in this Chicago area, kind of, sort of? You know, I guess my question is, like, I want to know the backdrop, because you said, think about being a black man in the 80s. And I always kind of thought, like, the 80s were footloose and fancy free for black folks. I mean, obviously I was in high school. Was it bad for black
Ronald
folks?
Reagan was president. You had a lot of white working class people abandon the Democratic Party and become Republicans, and black people were isolated politically, having to basically become the soul of the Democratic Party, because in the South, black people took over the Democratic Party. And in the North, here in Chicago, black people were isolated to a large extent because there was this huge movement toward the Republican Party by the white working class, and then the unions, if you will.
In which some of them, a lot of them haven't come back yet.
They haven't come. Their members haven't come back.
So Mom, shape it. Give me a package, because you weren't in the city. We had moved to Bolingbrook by this time. So what was going on there? Because I thought we were living the life.
You know what? Chicago politics is not just Chicago politics. It affects everybody in the surrounding suburbs, in Illinois. It's the driving force that. So when you say Harold Washington died, it wasn't just about Chicago. It was about the hope of the people in Illinois.
And then if you take it up a level, and you know what, something that came that was brought to light when I was doing Poli Sci 101, and it goes to yours, Charles, across the nation piece, was that people got so involved because Harold was a congressman. So he was going back to D.C., so all of those Black Caucus members were also in on the race. And they were all coming in and flying in because here was their guy. Right? Adam Clayton, not Adam Clayton, but all those guys were there, the Charlie Rangels, all of them, and here's their guy taking on the Democratic machine of Chicago when everybody knew about the dailies. Man, but then to hear that speech, to deliver that in Chicago, hey man, they might have slipped them something, brother. I might be with you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Talk Chicago. We come back, we're going to take all your calls. We're going to talk about everything we talked about today. We only got a few minutes. And Harold's, where is our turkey? We'll be back.
And although I may sound abrasive, I have no malice toward anybody. I have a job to do. I've got places to go and things to do. And I approach this job just like any masterful surgeon. When you have to cut out the cancer, I cut it out with no emotion. Get it out.
The Talk.
Woo! We need to keep that clip. That needs to be a clip for us. That needs to go up. I need that clip. Oh yeah. Damn, he said
Think about what he was saying in those clips and what you hear in the political discourse from black leadership today.
Right. Bring that into this conversation when we come back. Right. But see, that's that whole thing where I say, where did our fight go? We come from a fighting spirit where we held our own down, and then our fight went away.
But let me tell you something.
Tell me, Mama.
I think our fight went down when Obama became president and nothing changed for us.
Uh-oh. Get him, Mama.
No, it's truth. I mean, and if you don't like the truth, black people had a lot of hope. Said there would never be a black president of the United States. There would never be any of that. And when that happened, look how black people rallied around him. And look what we got.
Wait. We got health care? I mean, don't you think...
My health insurance cost me more today than it did in 2007.
Yeah.
A lot more. Just true.
And I'm going to just say one thing about healthcare and someone demanding of me that I have to do something, and if I don't, I'm going to pay a lifetime penalty. I got a problem.
Well, but you know, when I see myself paying more for healthcare, and I know that there are 16 million more people insured, I'm not disappointed. I mean, I think that was a benefit. People that didn't have insurance now have it because people like me who have a little more pay a little more. I'm all right with that. But I'm a single payer guy. I mean, I think that healthcare should be like public safety. Should be like it is a right, not a privilege. That's what I believe. The same way it would be in France or England. Yeah, people call it socialism, but so are public roads socialism. I mean, you know.
And it did help some people. It did help some people. People that had preconditions, they were carried and they were free. But there's always problems with whatever you do.
Yeah.
You got to take the good with the bad. But
I mean, there used to be.
Weigh it out for yourself.
I mean, in a purely capitalist, free enterprise society, a road, people would charge you money to use the road on their property. They would.
Yeah.
They did not have police. They had regulators,
right.
or militias, or like warlords in Somalia. You want a purely free enterprise society? Go to Somalia. You'll get it. You know, warlords, no government, libertarian. If you want a totally socialist society, go to North Korea, and you'll have that. So everything is a blend. Everything is a blend, and I think healthcare should be the socialist part of the blend, as opposed to other aspects of the society. But you know, the conservatives say, how can you be a true conservative and be for single payer health insurance? How can you do that? And the liberals will say, well, how can you be for you know, socialism or whatever, and be for, you know, this small government? I'm for small government. I think government's out of control. Parts of it are out of control.
I do too. I do too. I share that. I think that when they start getting in my home and telling me how I can raise my children, I mean, I not believe in child abuse and whatever, but they're too much into the family.
Yeah, they're way too much into the family.
Right.
Yeah.
That even when parents are trying to raise their children correctly, if I don't agree with the way you're raising them, then I can take your child. Or the neighbor can call. You yelled at your child for his safety, and your neighbor says that's child abuse, then they come in and investigate. That's wrong.
Or they tell you that you got to pay a penny per ounce if you want to drink soda pop. I mean, they make a decision suddenly that something's wrong for you, and you gotta pay more taxes on it.
Right.
I mean, I guess there's degrees of that, but I just don't like the idea of them trying to tell you what to do and how you gotta do it. Wait a minute, right. That's just personal. I mean, but I think everybody should be able to get medical care when they need it. I mean, that's what it is now. We just have to organize a system to support that. And if you don't like the public system, just like schools, go to private school. If you got it like that, you know. But let's keep.
Well, I do believe that people should have access to good health care.
But
I don't know whether you have a right to demand of me. That's my.
I'm saying you don't have the right to demand of me that I gotta pay for. Now, if we got a universal healthcare system and it comes out the taxes, that's one thing. But if you ain't gonna say like this part of just like roads, I'm cool with that. But if you're telling me that I gotta pay it, you gotta tell me I gotta have health care and I gotta pay for it out of my money. If I want to die, let me die. Now I'm saying I value my life, so I ain't gonna kill myself.
You know, understand the history of what Obamacare is, or that structure. That's a Republican idea. That's what they out there when Hillary Clinton said universal health care. They said, no, we can't get rid of the insurance companies. We can't do that. We can't do that. So that's what Obamacare is. They kept the insurance of the private sector involved in health care, whereas Hillary Clinton in 1994 wanted to get rid of it.
Mom, I'm about to do yoga. You doing yoga with us? You know I do my yoga at 8 o'clock.
No.
You ready?
No.
It's yoga time, baby. Hey. Baby bend over. Mom, no yoga?
No.
No yoga, Mom? No yoga? None? Not even a little, Mom? No yoga? But the world on my shoulder.
Hey, Maze?
Yes.
I think we should get some Uncle Remus.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. This is your main man, Maze Jackson, and you know what you can count on every day at 8 o'clock. You can count on your man, Maze Jackson, getting my stretch on with the 8 o'clock yoga. But you know, at the 8 o'clock hour, got to say what's up to the whole morning show team. Got to say what's up to Annette Flournoy in the newsroom, as well as Miss Sonia Escobar, my main man, Charles Thomas, and my mama's in the studio. But y'all, you know what? Mama, you wasn't going to do no yoga with me?
No, I don't do yoga.
Mother, but I'm your boy. You're not.
I don't do yoga. I'm with Silver Sneakers.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is my mom. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking Thanksgiving, remembering Harold Charles. We've been talking about everything. We got to get out of here early today. And you know what? If we don't get that turkey by 8:20, I'm flipping to Uncle Remus, dog.
I've already been an Uncle Remus man. You know me. I've been down with Uncle Remus, man, before all this started.
Man,
I thought so I can place my order. Does Uncle Remus deliver?
You know what? Harold?
Oh man, I don't know.
How?
You know, we've had just a bad Harold kind of. You know, we had to go through that thing with their bogus. You know, they got these people out there faking Harold.
Oh, the fake Harolds. Oh, you mean the hair, like the Harolds up in Wisconsin, Dallas?
Yeah. Now wait a minute. Hold it. This is a real Harold's you ordered from, right?
Oh, this is a real Harold's.
It isn't? Is it?
Ooh, we gotta check the
We gotta check
the
pedigree.
Is it a because
you know they
don't come in here without wings, and they don't come in here with a bag with.
I'm talking about a fried turkey. I
want turkey wings.
What?
I want the wings off the turkey.
Well, cool. I want the
drums. You want the legs?
A bit off that breast.
Oh,
like that breast. Hey
man, you better be careful. You get your Me Too off of that.
I'll get a Me Too on.
Don't be talking about no breast.
White meat.
On just white meat breast. Oh.
Wait a minute, I thought that was banned.
I thought that song was banned. You know what? That's probably what happened.
Fried turkey.
I'm thinking this, Charles. They might have got on the net and said, "Oh no, don't let." You know, they might have got at the national headquarters and said, you know.
Harold's has a national headquarters. Where is it on
39th? Ladies and gentlemen, this is WVON Morning Show. We only got a few more minutes left with you before this holiday, and we are enjoying our time. We've been talking about everything from Harold Washington, fried turkey. We got my mom in the studio. Charles, let's talk to some of these people, man. They still trying to get your macaroni and cheese recipe. John, you're on the Top of Chicago.
Good morning, Miss Jackson, Charles, and
good morning,
Mason.
You know what, John? Don't you start. Don't you start calling me no Mason on the M, man. It's Maze. Go ahead.
But our celebrations for Thanksgiving, it was very similar. Anyway, I did not know this was the anniversary of Mayor Washington's death. But the first thing that hit me was the same thing would hit you. Conspiracy. I remember so vividly the guy they named the Dan Ryan after saying, "We'll never have another white mayor." And then I heard another guy, he's in politics now, still going. He says this will never happen again. Well, anyway, we spent 6 months together, he and I, roomies. We were in the county jail under federal situations. He was in IRS and I was in a contempt charge.
Oh, I know who this is.
And it was terrible, but I got such an insight from this man.
John, was it a conspiracy? You think it was a conspiracy?
Oh, yes. I have no doubt in my mind that this is entirely possible.
Oh, my God. All right, y'all. The Harold conspiracy. I listening to that speech, There could have been a conspiracy, man.
Look at what happened since.
Man. Ernestine, you on the Talk of Chicago. What you got for us? We talking about everything.
Hello.
Hey, Ernestine, how are you? What you got? We talking about everything. You on the Talk of Chicago.
Happy Thanksgiving to you both. I just want to promote the fact that Abraham Lincoln in his Emancipation Proclamation, his actual words about Thanksgiving was that he honored the slaves who went in the war. He said that day should be a day to honor the slaves in the Civil War. And people don't like to promote it. Even in the internet, they try to change it and say the forefathers. But really, his words was to honor the slaves who won and helped win that Civil War.
Thank you, Ernestine. Tim, you on the Talk of Chicago.
What's up, man?
What's up, Tim? Hey, go ahead.
Uncle Charlie.
Good morning.
Jackson.
You said, hey, Miss Jackson.
Hi.
All right. Look, way back then, this was going on. Daley came in to erase, the Honorable Harold Washington. They didn't want a trace of him. Remember his favorite place? Catfish Digby's. Remember how that man just tore that building down? He didn't want any trace of him even back then. They hated each other, man. Okay, so it wasn't a secret. So, yes, Harold was able to get out there and say exactly what he felt, and he galvanized the people, and I'm afraid it won't ever happen again. But this guy, Daley, what he did after that, he took all that money from housing, and it was the great gold rush down there in Bridgeport. The black community was torn further apart down there. And go through, look at Bridgeport now. He built that place up over the years, and I think they had something on him too, because he never would have left office. The feds ran him out of there. They got something on him, and they'll never let us know. Because
Tim, man, look, y'all. This, what is this? Thanksgiving truthful Thanksgiving? Mom, you what? Wait a minute. What? Catfish Digby's?
Oh yeah.
He tore it down. Y'all think he tore it down just to, Mom, don't look at me like that, okay? Rick, you on the Talk of Chicago 1690.
I think that what you remember about Harold Washington is really the movement started at like WVON. You had a commentator who was actually an activist called Lou Palmer, and he was on the station there. And he spearheaded choosing Harold as the best candidate, also the voter registration campaign, and he worked with a lot of young people. Like I was a younger man then, I was working with him. And that's the thing, so it started like with activism. It didn't start at the top. And the other thing to remember about his death, we mishandled the legacy of Harold Washington. It was like a raisin in the sun. Some of these politicians that are living today, they never owned up to the fact that they gave it back to the white folks. They gave it back. They sued to have an election. We didn't have the voters. It had already changed in the projects. And these people, some of them living today, they gave it back. So the politicians lost the store, and that's why Chicago is disheartened.
Thurgood, Joe to Talk Chicago.
His mama called him Maison. I'm going to call the Negro Maison.
Hey, man! Oh,
thank you.
Oh, Lord. Thurgood. Thank you, brother.
First, we honor the woman of God. The word says, as you honor me, I will bless you and your children's children. So we're thankful for Brother Mays. We're thankful for Brother Charles and the truth that you bring our people. So we're thankful for all of you this Thanksgiving Eve. A couple of reflections. We were talking about, is there a path to another black mayor, another black progressive mayor? Yes, there is. Brother Charles, I remember in City Hall in here in Washington, they wore a lapel pin. It said fairness on it. And his staff and members of his meeting with that lapel pin. The same path is here today. We just saw in Virginia, in response to Trump, progressive blacks and LGBT people come together and win big in places they had never won before in Virginia and other states. That can be done here in Chicago. What's the path? The path is to energize your base and get 10% of progressive Latinos, progressive whites. You can do that. There was I think it was a Hispanic or progressive white author who came out and said the plan to give $2 billion to Amazon and not have money, but you don't have money for Chicago schools, was racist classes against black and brown children. There are others who feel the same way. The Latino vote is not a monolith.
Give me a wrap.
The white vote is not a monolith.
Give me a wrap. Wrap it up, Thurgood.
So the essence is, I'm making the point that you have had experiences where we decry sometimes the rights of Hispanics and the money they're getting. I don't begrudge them a turn it down. What we do is point out the fact that they can have more.
Let's get our bag. Let's all just get the bag. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I got to do this real quick. We got a senior breakfast. It's the 27th anniversary of our annual seniors breakfast. So we want to encourage all our seniors to come out, enjoy a piping hot breakfast on us, and enjoy the sounds of the season. We'll be at the House of Hope, 752 East 114th Street at 114th in the Bishop Ford Expressway. Now, you a fan of Tina Turner? Charles, you like Tina Turner?
Tina Turner?
Tina Turner.
Eh.
Man, have you seen Tina? Oh, my mama said I didn't say that.
You
know what?
I don't go home. I'm not gonna go home today and play Tina Turner.
You gonna play some?
I'll play some Badu.
Okay, Badu. But I play some Badu too. But because Dorothy Roberson is gonna be there doing Tina, you'll also be serenaded with the sounds of the season. We're playing bingo, getting health screenings, dancing, and shaking a tail feather. All this fun is free for our seniors. $8 for those under 65. We'll see you Saturday, December 2nd from 8 a.m. till noon at the House of Hope, 114 and the Bishop Ford. Charles, we only got a few minutes left because we got the Urban Business Roundtable, but let's give it a wrap, man. Wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. We got a few more minutes.
Enjoy the day off. You know, this is why it's important, because everybody gets a day off because it's a national holiday, which means people can travel, families can travel to reassemble, to be thankful for what they want to be thankful for, not for some pilgrims. You know, Plymouth Rock landed on us and all that. And
you've been hoodwinked.
And I'm not going to
bamboozled.
I mean, I want to be thankful for my family and the fact that my wife, my children and my grandchildren and my relatives are safe. That's what I'm thankful for.
All right. Mom?
I just want to say, Chicago, it's about the fellowship that you have with each other, and we're born into this world for fellowship with each other. Be thankful, and if there's someone that's not as fortunate as you, don't forget them.
Man, y'all, I'm kind of thankful this show is almost over, cause y'all done whooped me up. Y'all done put my name on blast. Y'all done put me out there.
You've been humanized, my brother.
I've been tenderized.
Yeah, let me give a shout out to Reagan and
hey, baby, Milan, Mazon,
and Mazon Jr. See, I gave you.
He's the second. No juniors. No
the
juniors.
Second. And hey, Tennille.
What's up with that macaroni and cheese? You know I'm at to bring that video back. Hey, Sonia, and when we go out, bring my Dorothy Caesar. Beans, ham, potatoes, chicken, ham. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you what. When you talk about thankful, you can call it Native American Genocide Day, you can call it Thanksgiving, you can call it whatever it is, but it is an opportunity for us to fellowship with our friends and our family, to take time to share and enjoy each other's presence. Enjoy what you do have to be thankful for. You know what? You can always find a reason to be upset. You can always find a reason to complain, argue, or say what you ain't got. But take these next few days to look around and be thankful for the things that you do have, right? If it's just your family, be thankful that they're there, right? I've been blessed this year. I've been blessed my whole life. But particularly in this year, to be able to sit here and share and converse with this audience. And so I tell you, there's nothing I enjoy more than being with my family, right? And WVON, you are extended part of that family. But when I get up out of here tonight, I'm going to say, shout out to my bros. I'm going to see y'all over at Home Run In for our annual. Vince Bass, Eve, Bridgeforth have their event tonight at Baseline, the pre-Thanksgiving event. I'm going to hit those two things, and I'm sleeping all day. But for Annette Flournoy in the newsroom, for the musical conductor of the Soul Plane, for my main man, Charles Thomas, hey, y'all, my mama is here. And for everybody, if you don't like it, you know what you can tell them? You can still tell them, May said, Happy Thanksgiving, we're out of here, peace.
Gobble, gobble, mofo. Live from the WVON newsroom, here's our news now.
Bright skies, Chicago.
All right, y'all. So I hope you all enjoyed the show. Had a great time. Mom, you got anything to say to the people? You can talk to them. We got a few minutes. We ain't got to rush.
No, I've said enough, I think.
Charles, you want to?
Hey, well, I'll be back on Monday morning bright and early. And we'll see what happens over these next 4 days. You know, stuff going on out here in the world. And see you then. So Black Friday was when? 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Man.
Time flies.
Amazing, isn't it?
Check this out, y'all. It's funny to me, because I'm going to just reflect very quickly. It was these were the days that I would look forward to, because this time last year I was coming in to fill in, right? 2 years ago, it was a day like this that the Laquan McDonald tape was released, and we birthed the Black Friday movement, right? The Black Friday protest right here in this station. Things have happened here, but it just tells me that God has a plan, right? Because who would have thought that from the social media question of the day, right after being fired from the Maze and Monique show, that we would come here and now the morning show host at the WVON morning show. And let me just tell you, WVON is very quickly getting out of just the black box. Because I'm telling you, last night, all the who's of the who's players was like, they listening. So we got to keep telling the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you all. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed meeting my mom, even though she put me on blast today. You know what? We got some lemon pies that we'll share with everybody before we go. Have everybody have a happy Thanksgiving and Native Genocide Day, whatever you call it. But make sure you take some time for your family, all right? Appreciate you all. Take a moment, share the broadcast, and holla back. Peace.